Well, welcome back to another broadcast of Panther basketball here on OCA Media. I'm Luke Marks alongside Jackson Brockman, and we'll be bringing you all of tonight's exciting Panther action. Tonight, the Panthers host the Monroe Cheesemakers in a Badger West conference matchup here late in the season. OCA Media would like to welcome our scoreboard sponsor, Taurus Insurance, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. This game is also brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes, and by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. Well, senior night here at Oregon High School. We're going to see a different starting lineup than we're used to. Panthers get Casey Schenecker back, his first home game since returning. Panthers lost their last one out against McFarling. Kind of a bit more of a dominating game than the final score shows. McFarland led by as much as 24 points, and Panthers only lost that one by 8, but McFarland kind of controlled the tempo and the pace all throughout. Monroe is looking like that. Let me just check real quick here. They are, I believe, coming off a loss. I just want to fact check that real quick. They are coming off a win in a non-conference game against Belleville. I don't know what their mascot is. But
Wildcats, maybe?
something like that, yeah. They won by 11. That was all the way back on the 6th of February, so they haven't played in quite a while. They were supposed to play on Thursday, but unfortunately, the game was canceled, just like the Panthers game on Thursday was canceled against Sauk Prairie. That game's been rescheduled to Tuesday the 21st, so if you didn't have plans, there you go. Of course, 4 games left in the regular season for the Panthers, all 4 conference games. They got Monroe, and they got Edgewood next Tuesday, which is going to be an all-important game. Winner of that one probably is going to win the conference. Then you have the Friday of that week, next Friday, Mount Horeb. Might see Brady Taylor alongside me in that one. Not quite sure, trying to iron out some details. And then after that, of course, that rescheduled Sauk game before we head to conference championship and then into the playoffs here. Jackson, what are you expecting tonight from the Panthers against the Cheesemakers?
Yeah, it'll be a fun one for sure. Panthers lost to Monroe earlier this year in late December. Not a game the Panthers were expecting to lose. Monroe's having a bit of a down year, but they came out. They had a good game plan, shut the Panthers down. They really let the Panthers big, shoot lots of threes, pack the paint. The Panthers found it really hard to score. So it'll be interesting to see what the Panthers come back with tonight, see if they can get some revenge here.
Yeah, of course, like you said, I was down there in Monroe for the last one. Monroe just played their game, took the Panthers out of what they were comfortable with, and ended up kind of, controlling the pace the whole way through. Panthers didn't really show much fight. Of course, they have James Seagraves, younger brother of now Wisconsin Badger, just like you, Jackson. Or JT Seagraves, they're playing tight end for the Badgers. Young James, the junior, is following in his footsteps, kind of, the same echelon of player as his brother was for this basketball team, kind of the only good player. But now we'll pass it over to our PA announcer here for the national anthem and a couple other announcements.
Please welcome our visitors, the Monroe Cheesemakers. And your Oregon Panthers. Fans, would you please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem? Monroe High School, Oregon High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Fans, tonight is a special night as we recognize the 2023 senior class of the Oregon Panthers boys basketball team. This season, we say goodbye to 9 senior players who have, for the past 4 years, given everything they have on the basketball court. They have all shown tremendous dedication, drive, and togetherness. They have been great teammates and have shown a competitive nature and work ethic that will carry them on to great success. Here are the senior players of the Oregon boys basketball team. Number 3, Eric Patterson. Number 4, Quentin Bush. Number 5, Billy McCorkle. Number 10, George Min. Number 12, Evan Miles. Number 15, Noah Malcook. Number 30, Casey Shedeker. Number 32, Jack Brickman. And number 34, Jack Rilsey. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 senior class of your Oregon boys basketball team. Good luck to all of these seniors, and thank you for the many memories. And now, here are your starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Monroe. Number 0, Brandon Bassett. Number 4, James Seagraves. Number 10, George Brookwicki. Number 20, Keaton Sweeney. And number 21, Tucker Markham. The Cheesemakers are coached by Brian Bassett. And now the starting lineup for your Oregon Panthers. Number 3, Eric Patterson. Number 10, George Min. Number 15, Noah Malcolm. Number 32, Jack Brickman. And number 34, Jack Rossi. The Panthers are coached by Chris Seaver.
Well, time again for basketball here on OCA Media. The Panthers and the Cheesemakers going to go to battle. Of course, I talked to the Panthers just I talk to the boys all the time. They're been counting down the clock to get some revenge on the Cheesemakers for, of course, losing earlier in December. And like we aforementioned, a bit of a change in the starting lineup. It's going to be Rulsey, Mim, and Patterson, who are used to by this point, but Malcook and Kreckman are going to join it. Tip goes the way of the Cheesemakers, and we are ready to go here at Oregon High School. Panthers coming off of a loss, and the Cheesemakers coming off of a win in this Badger West Conference battle. Early in, looks like the Panthers are in a man-to-man defense. Shot 3 there is no good, long, but the rebound going to keep the ball with Monroe. Another 3 there, no good, but another offensive rebound for the Cheesemakers. Here comes Patterson, almost with the steal. Fortunately, it stays with the Cheesemakers.
The Panthers are going to have to do a better job of boxing out than they have thus far. Monroe's put up a couple early threes, and Oregon just looks like they haven't boxed out at all, getting easy offensive rebounds.
Ball rotated over to Tucker Markham. He goes big. Force. That's a George Bruckwicki now back in for Markham. They dump off for Seagraves. He works on Jack Kreckman. Here comes the double, and that's going to be a foul against Noah Malcook.
Looks like the Panthers are going to be doubling on Seagraves in the post there.
Yeah, I sent that extra pressure once the ball got entered, and James started backing down Jack. Here comes Mim, gets the tip on that inbounds pass. Here comes double pressure, but Monroe able to work ahead anyway. Seagraves goes to the floor. Ball somehow stays in the hands of the Cheesemakers. Good pass there from Tucker Markham to James Seagraves, and he's got 2 points on the board.
Long possession there from Monroe. A couple offensive rebounds, a couple of chances Oregon had for steals. Just went off their hands a couple times there.
See what the Panthers can do offensively here with this different look lineup. It's Rulsey in the corner. He shot a couple of threes. He's a capable shooter, but not necessarily the guy you want firing from beyond the arc. Go to Kreckman in the far corner. He hands off to Patterson. Eric spins, steps through, left-hand layup. That's a tough shot and a tough make from Eric Patterson. Panthers are on the board here.
A good composure there from Patterson. Great move on the inside using his pivot foot.
Good look in the corner there, missed by Brandon Bassett. Here come the Panthers, it's Patterson. Good pass to Rulsey, and he's gonna get the reverse layup to go with the right hand.
Another great play there from Patterson, keeping his eyes up in transition. Good rim run by Rulsey, getting the open layup.
Selflessness from Eric. James Seagraves should have pinned it off the glass, but a quick finish from Rulsey prevents that. Entry pass here to Markham. It's going to go out of bounds, but staying with the Cheesemakers here. 2 minutes 20 in, and it's a 4-2 Panther lead.
Good half front there from Patterson. Didn't let the ball go over the top, but still was able to reach around, tap that one out of bounds.
They enter it to Brandon Bassett here. He kicked topside for Markham. Head fake here, Malcook. Good defense, and Jack Kreckman with the deny on the much bigger James Seagraves. James Price stands about 6'5", right weighing in about 220, and Jack Kreckman's probably about 6'2", maybe a little taller. There's a tip from Mim, but the finish and one off the follow. James Seagraves, good concentration, able to grab his own ball off of the tip and put it right back up, and through the contact from Jack Rulsey, his first foul. Chance for Monroe to regain the lead here.
A little bit of undisciplined defense from Kreckman, leaving his feet on the shot fake. You're fine with Seagraves taking the 3 there. He's much more dangerous going towards the rim. He proved that there. Mim had a good poke away, but Seagraves got it back and got the and one there.
Converts in the 3-point play, like you said. It's 5-4 Cheesemakers here. Noah Malcook works left side for George Mim. Mim works through contact. Left hand, tough finish.
Great finish by Mim. Something on the court.
Ref tosses it off there, but
I think we have a JT Seagraves sighting in the house. Looks like he might be with a couple other Wisconsin Badgers.
6-5 is the Panther lead. Now, tough finish from the Panthers. Another one after, that's 2 out of the 3 times Panthers have made layups. They've been on really contested layups. He's a poke away from Patterson. Back the other way comes Rulsey with it. Loses the ball, able to stay with it, and the floater over top of Keaton Sweeney.
Good take by Rulsey there. Panthers might be looking to get out in transition a lot here.
Seagraves works through pressure, tries to draw the foul from Rulsey, but Jack able to stay just far enough away. Here's Noah Malcook, gives to Jack Kreckman. Mim, good head fake, baseline drive, loses his dribble. Good aggressiveness there from, I can't quite tell, looks like Tucker Markham.
Great hustle there, getting on the floor. First to the floor. You love to see that as a coach. Wish that Oregon would have got down there too, but jump ball nonetheless.
Stays with the Panthers. Schenecker in for Jack Rulsey. It's like Keaton Sweeney and Brandon Bassett take a seat. Ryan Matheson in the game. Same can be said for Keegan Dahman. Good kick to the corner. Rulsey, or Mim, I say. Head fake, and that one's off the glass. Good block from Seagraves, but the follow from Jack Kreckman on the layup. 10-7 Panthers.
Great work there from Kreckman. His man came off to get the block, so he went in, grabbed the O board, and got the putback.
It's what you love to see after just a great guy. That's a great finish from Tucker Markham, as we're talking about tough finishes and tight net game so far. Here's Patterson, pops pretty far open and dribbles inside. Kreckman with it, finds Casey Schenecker wide open in the corner for three. It's no good. 4 Cheesemakers on the rebound. It goes to Markham and back the other way. Come Monroe.
I expect Schenecker to have a lot of looks at three like that. See if he can knock a couple down this game.
Here is Tucker Markham with it, right wing, guarded by Patterson. Careful not to travel there. Kreckman almost comes up with the steal. Now they're going to set a screen. Good cut inside, and that's a block from George Mim. Good recovery by the Panthers after a pretty a non-disciplined play by Jack Kreckman. Came a little too far high. Great cut by Matheson, but swatted away by George Mim. Athletic play from a pretty athletic guard in George Mim, and there's thought it should have been a foul against Schenecker, but
a little too easy there on the inbounds, got the stop.
Panthers probably get away with one. Here's Diaz, head fakes, goes baseline and able to stay in bounds with the, and there's another block by Seagraves. Hermsdorf doesn't go up very strong, and James already has his second just 5 minutes in.
Good court vision for Miles. You'll see a lot of that this game. He'll be passing guys open.
Dahman kicks to the corner. There's Matheson with it. Slower offense from Monroe this time down the court. Entry pass, that's gonna go off of Matheson, I do believe. No, it'll stay with Monroe off of Hermsdorf. Good deny by Braden. They're pretty tall. Ryan Matheson, tall, lanky, looks to be all of 6'6". Inbounds coming for Seagraves. Carvilla on the steal, down the lane he goes. Right hand, not strong, or too strong. Miles on the follow, no good, and a good missed opportunity.
Yeah. Good pressure on the inbounds pass. Just didn't get the finish in transition.
That's gonna be an errant pass from Monroe. George Bruckwicki throws it out of bounds.
He was looking for a foul there. I'm not totally sure if I saw it. Could have caused the errant pass.
Here's Tucker Markham taking the place of Bruckwicki. It's like Miles will play the point here for the Panthers. More traditional lineup in now as the seniors got their minutes, and now we'll go back to the typical lineup you guys are used to seeing. Carvilla pops open at the right wing, steps through and goes inside. Tough finish over Brandon Bassett. The athleticism from number 23 for the Oregon Panthers.
Help defense lacking a little bit. No rim line for the Cheesemakers there, stepping over to help. So Carvilla got a pretty easy drive to the right hand and an open layup.
Entry pass here for Seagraves. Kick it back out to Dahman. Now they want to swing, but Matheson can't find a pass. Instead, he goes to James Seagraves. Here's an entry for Bassett. Matheson, don't know about how well he shoots it, but with Hermsdorf not closing out very well, I don't expect him to be shooting it very well. Good play by Miles. They go to the ground for it. It's going to be jump ball. It'll stay here.
Great defense there for Miles, keeping his hand in the passing lane, knocking that one away. Getting on the floor, getting the jump ball.
Just that really good basketball IQ we're used to seeing from Miles. Knows the pass is coming, eyes in the back of the head. Diaz tips that one out of bounds. Pass intended for Keaton Sweeney. Bruckwicki gonna inbound here. Seagraves back to the bench. They swing far side from Matheson. Errant pass. Here come the Panthers. They go to the ground. Ball still loose. It's going to be another jump ball, I would presume. Timeout, Panthers, yeah.
All right.
Monroe coaches don't like the call. I mean, they said the only player who had Monroe had any contact with that had maybe a couple fingers on it was Keaton Sweeney, whereas Diaz and Miles were both laying all over the ball. So
Great hustle there, getting on the floor by Miles. Interesting situation, kind of just all sorts of arms and legs in there, so rewarding Oregon with the timeout.
yeah, it's a tough thing for the refs when possession isn't clear. Being able to define whether timeout should be granted or whether it should be jump ball is something that's definitely not easy to figure out in the heat of battle there, as you see. And like you said, arms and legs all over the place, and they do end up rewarding the Panthers with a timeout.
I'm going to have a baseline out of bounds. We'll see what the Panthers can do with it. Maybe Siebert's drawing up a play in the huddle right now, or he's just talking about keys otherwise, and they'll just come out with one of their normal inbounds plays.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up with out of the timeout. 12-9 is the lead, so I think we expected a pretty tight battle. Monroe, when they're able to play their game, they keep games close. They may not win very many, but they're able to keep a lot of them pretty close. Inbounds coming. Looks like Diaz will give it to Evan Miles. Pressured in the corner by Sweeney. That one's stolen away. Here comes Miles, tries to tip it. Ahead come the Cheesemakers. Good look from Keaton Sweeney, no good, and Hermsdorf the rebound. But tipped, Hermsdorf battling for it, and it's going to go to the Panthers now. Here comes Miles, kicks in the corner for Diaz. His three is no good. Looked pretty good from up here, just a bit strong.
A bit of a hectic possession down there. It was like good play, bad play, good play from Hermsdorf. Good rebound, almost threw it away, but was able to get his hands on that pass and got it right back.
Clock ticking down to 10 minutes here. Panthers bring double pressure. Schenecker able to recover back now. Monroe kind of that 4-out, 1-in type look, couple screens. Top side, Tucker Markham with it. Set a screen on Miles. Floater with Markham is good. Unorthodox shot there, but goes through. 2 points just the same.
Bit of a 2-3 here from Monroe. Oregon's all out of sorts.
Got a smart play from Miles. Pull up there from Markham, no good. Carvilla comes up with the rebound for the Panthers.
Monroe went 2-3 out of the timeout as well. Oregon's inbounds play ended up being a turnover. Just weren't expecting the zone.
See what they can do with it now as they're more accustomed. Here goes Miles, tough finish at the rim, not able to get it to go. Once again come the Cheesemakers. That looked like a carry. Deep three is good, and that's going to come from Bruckwicky. Monroe out to a 2-point lead now. Here's Schenecker with it. KC swings it over the top to Carvilla. Inside to Miles, finds Diaz, head fake, and he finds Miles. Back to Diaz, inside to Hermsdorf. Quick ball movement. Tipped over the top to Carvilla. Back inside to Miles. He works inside on the much bigger Matheson, but a strong finish at the rim. Rewards Evan with 2 points. Back to a tie game.
Panthers got the right idea on the zone, getting to Evan open in the middle. Very little resistance from Monroe. Not sure what they're doing, just letting the ball get right to the middle of the zone. That's exactly where they don't want the ball to be. But that works out in favor of the Panthers if they keep doing that.
Three missed by Markham. Again, the Panthers going to get their possession. And like you said, just letting the ball easily go to the middle.
I'm not sure what they're doing at all right now.
Evan Miles is going to be able to work right past the low block defender when he gets that ball entered just as easily. And like you said, you get it in an eyeball better if you want to play that zone. Ball cannot move to the middle just like it is.
Matheson may be taller than Miles, but Miles is much stronger, so he's going to take that opportunity to go one-on-one and finish around him.
Another deep three and another deep make from George Bruckwicky. Second in 3 possessions. Monroe back out ahead. Goes to Carvilla. His three is good. On Carvilla, that sweet stroke buries the triple.
It's going to be hard for Monroe to stay in the zone if Carvalho can shoot the three like that. It's a great look for him. Just one pass, step into
Good
it.
pressure from the Panthers. I believe that's going to go to Monroe, but no, they give it to the Panthers. Wow. I don't know about that one. I mean, I think pretty clearly went off Diaz, but we'll see what they go with. They are going to give it to Oregon.
Well, the
Monroe
Panthers
fans,
will take
less
it.
than pleased. Panthers, like you said, will take it. Probably got lucky with one there.
Yeah.
We're all seeing Mim back in for Diaz and Hermsdorf.
Seagraves back in for Monroe. Looks like they're out of the zone now. That might just be a no Seagraves thing.
See, here's Miles again, kind of pushes Bruckwicky off of him, and that one's good. I beg your pardon, Keaton Sweeney was the one on Miles, but just the same, Miles able to be the more stronger physical player with the ball. He's gonna push around his defender and get easy looks like that. Entry pass to Markham, and a foul is gonna result in 2 free throws. Probably gonna get they're probably gonna get Vaughn Carvilla on that one, which they do.
Siebert looked for the trap over there, told Evan to trap Seagraves in the corner. Seagraves did a good job of finding the man that Evan left and got the foul call.
Front end good from Tucker. Something interesting I've just seen right now is Monroe is yet to foul in this game. Panthers only had 3, so relatively clean game, especially for the Cheesemakers side. Second for Tucker, gonna rattle around, no good. Also able to control for Oregon. Here's the Panther point guard, Evan Miles. Carvilla, another wide open look, this time too strong. We'll see the rebound and flips that one up. Good job on the runner.
Yep, did a good job of getting it up off the glass so Seagraves couldn't get up there and swat that one away.
Panthers trap baseline, Miles comes up with it. Here comes Carvilla. Down the lane, slam it home. On Carvilla, punches that one.
You love to see that. The Panthers got all the momentum right now.
Here comes Mim the steal. Back the other way he goes and he's fouled. By Tucker Markham, like you said, all the momentum, you can feel it in the hands of the Oregon Panthers. George Mim gonna shoot 2. But first time out Monroe as the Panthers burst off the bench. They need a timeout, full timeout for the Cheesemakers. It's 25-18. We'll have 2 free throws when we're back to play. Just what you love to see out of Vaughn Carvilla. The energy that fills this gym every time somebody slams one. Something similar last year. JT Seagraves slammed one on that same basket in early December, which resulted in a Monroe win. And Vaughn Carvilla slamming one this time around for the Panthers. The young freshman going to have plenty more of those in his Panther career.
After that Mim steal, I thought that he was going to lay it off for Rolsey. He was making a rim run. He looked like he wanted to get back-to-back dunks, but Mim just got fouled. I think he was going to go up with it anyways, but that would have been something to see back-to-back dunks. You're lucky to see one in a game.
It's the 4th dunk of the year for the Panthers that I recall. I mean, Jack's had 2 and now, or no, it's I guess like maybe it's the 5th. I mean, depending on if you consider Evan Miles' soft dunk and fortitude dunk.
He definitely would count it, so.
But Jack slammed one in Reedsburg. Jack slammed one here against Stoughton, and Vaughn now with one at home, and Vaughn slammed one in West Bend against Milwaukee Marshall. So 2 dunks for each of the 2 Panthers. Probably the best 2 high flyers in the team. Expect Braden Hermsdorf to have a couple this season. He hasn't yet got an opportunity, but that's not his game. I talked to him about that, and he says, you know, if he gets the opportunity, he's not going to shy away from it, but he's not going to, as much as he can throw one down, he's not really the type of player to just try to. And Mim connects in the first, second one coming. Changing a 9-point lead for the Panthers. Mim going to make them both, you know. George Mim just as solid as they can be at the line.
George had to earn his minutes over the year. I remember the first Monroe game, he got a few minutes. Seagraves goes down hard there.
Hard foul from Hermsdorf. I mean, I wouldn't say a hard foul on Braden, but
Hard fall.
the way Seagraves went up in the air and fell down to the floor. Braden, I would say, even almost coming away with a clean block, but probably got a little pressure right as you went up into the air, which caused the fall. Front end is no good from James. Until he's feeling it on that fall. Shakes the arms out on the end of the first. Hunched over a little bit at the line. See if James can convert in the second one. He does. Back again come the Panthers here. It's Evan Miles. Like that 2-3 again, perhaps, maybe not. Rulsey to the rack, swatted away by James Seagraves, but it'll stay with the Panthers.
Rulsey just didn't get out as wide as he did the first time, allowing Seagraves to meet him before he got rid of the ball.
Pass goes into Jack Rulsey. Fake handoff. He goes inside, finds Hermsdorf. Right hand, if it was blocked or...
Yeah, blocked by Markham, I believe.
Braden Hermsdorf usually gets those. I'm surprised he didn't try and go at the left hand, considering he's on the left side, and he is a lefty, so. There's a three, no good from Sweeney. Second follow is no good, and now Seagraves with it. The follow away is good, and Monroe and now into the 20 points. It's 27-21. Miles inside through Seagraves. Follow away is good. Miles and Seagraves trading blows now for the Panthers and the Cheesemakers. Two subs waiting for Oregon. Strong pass inside there. That one tipped around. Herms didn't see ball. Shot three. It's going to be a fault for Brandon Bassett. Unfortunately for the Panthers, Braden didn't see the loose ball, unable to collect it.
A good response here from Monroe, bringing it back within 5.
There's Rulsey with it, no good. Not the shot you want. Top side here for Bruckwicki, showing why he is a good shooter. Drives, kicks to Markham. Back inside for him on the smaller Malcook, and that one's good. Back down to a 3-point lead now.
Bruckwicki's having quite a game. That was a good left-handed finish on the inside there, following up a couple threes for him. So he's been carrying the load here for a little bit.
There's Mem, shot three, no good. Monroe a chance to equalize on this possession with the clock ticking down to 4 minutes left in the first half. Far side for Bruckwicki here. Swing back to Markham. That one lost, out of bounds. It's gonna stay with Monroe.
Tipped by Miles, I believe.
So Carvela, Schenecker, and Patterson back into the game for Oregon. Markham and Sweeney take a seat for Monroe in place of Matheson and Keegan Dahman. Here is Dahman. The top side for Seagraves. Thought about the logo three. Passes it up in favor of a more high percentage shot. Matheson, not the guy you usually expect to be doing the entry pass. He'd be the one catching the entry pass. Shot three, the deep, no good. And that rebound is going to be able to be controlled by the Panthers. Good job by Patterson, able to get to it.
The Panthers did a good job of showing a double team, got it out of Seagraves' hand, secured the rebound after the three-point attempt.
Carvela, good job staying down. Here's Miles. That's going to be a foul against Seagraves. Second team foul for Monroe now. Very few. Just 4 for the Panthers, so 6 total fouls in the first half.
2-3 off the inbounds again.
Schenecker wide open with it. Kicks to Carvela, and the three is no good. Rebound from Miles. Left-hand finish, no good. Well fought for. Foul for the Panthers. Carvela, the floater with the right is good.
It's a good job by the Panthers crashing the offensive boards against the 2-3 zone. It's hard to box out when you're in your zone. You don't have your man-to-man assignments, knowing who to box out. You just got to go find someone.
Juan Carvela makes that tough floater look pretty easy. Foul's going to go against him. Too much pressure against Ryan Matheson.
Panthers have shown a couple double teams, traps out of half court. Monroe's done a good job of finding the open man and getting an advantage.
One thing like we were talking about earlier, we saw in that last possession on offense for the Panthers, that 2-3 zone. They've been able to expose it pretty well and did the same on that possession. The ball was able to move pretty freely and easily, and eventually the Panthers got a basket. So Patterson fights through the screen, able to stay right on the hip of Bruckwicky. The follow there is good from Bassett.
Still in the zone here.
Far side, it's Eric Patterson. Another entry pass from Miles. Goes to the right against Seagraves. He's able to come up with the rebound.
Going to be harder for Miles to finish over Seagraves as he could over Matheson.
Definitely, James matches up with Evan a lot better on that physical end. That's going to be a miss from Bruckwicky. It's going to go out of bounds. Diaz in the place of Patterson. Dawman and Bassett go to the bench. Markham and Sweeney back into the game for Monroe.
I would love to see Miles. Oh, nope, looks like they're coming out of the zone. I was going to say Miles be more of a facilitator in the middle of the zone with Seagraves, but back to man-to-man.
Still a 3-point game. Panthers had a big lead, but that lead has faltered as of late, but Carvala connects in the three.
It's good, simple offense there from the Panthers. Just an away screen from Schenecker for Carvala. Carvala popped out for the three. Good, quick, easy look. You love to see that from the Panthers.
Vaughn now has at least 10 points, may have 12, so pretty big game from the young number 23 for the Panthers. Entry pass to Matheson. Hermsdorf gonna outbody him pretty easily. Braden all of 6'5", 190, whereas I'd say Matheson is 6'6", 160 at best. Far side, there's Sweeney. Entry to Seagraves. Pass is tipped by Schenecker. Hermsdorf able to grab that one. Here's Carvala. Another three is good again. Vaughn feeling it. He is feeling himself. At least 13 for Vaughn. Might be more, might be 15.
Freshman's got a bright future ahead of him. He's playing with some real confidence now. Early in the year, he was a little shaky with the nerves, but man, he is playing so well right now.
Ever since the missed time for the three starters for the Panthers, Carvala has come into his own. That's a ugly looking shot from Seagraves. Here come the Panthers again. Step through from Schenecker. Right-handed finish is no good. Monroe may hold for last here. About 28 seconds on that clock. As you were saying, Carvala, a bright future ahead. I believe since mid-January, last 7 or 8 games, he's averaging about 17 or 18 points per game. And he's got at least 13 in the early going, so he's probably going to get soaring over 20 unless a quiet second half comes. That's going to be a moving screen, I do. Maybe,
Miles
never
with
mind.
the foul. They have a couple, the last one to give there, so I like that from the Panthers.
Might have found Seagraves in a sensitive spot. Greckman and Patterson back in. Carvala. Somebody else has got to come out of the game. It's going to be Diaz. Matheson out of the game. Sweeney out of the game. Dawman and Bassett back in.
Good push here from the Panthers to extend the lead back out to 9 with 6 seconds remaining.
All of those points, those 6 points coming at the hands of Vaughn Carvala. Here's Bruckwicky, finds Markham, clock on a 3, step back, now step through 3, oh my goodness. Somehow almost went through for Tucker Markham, but at the end of the first half, it is 37-28 on that Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard. Panthers take the lead into halftime. 10 minutes are going to go on that Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard here in the break, and me and Jackson will be back with you at the start of the second half. In a few minutes, you're watching Panther basketball on OCA Media Sports. Well, welcome back to the second half of tonight's Panther basketball game as they take on the Monroe Cheesemakers. As we begin the second half of this exciting game, I'd like to remind you that this game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes, and by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. Taurus Insurance is our scoreboard sponsor, Panther Basketball, specializing in personal business and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. Panthers put up 37 first half points on the Taurus Insurance scoreboard en route to a 9-point lead, and over the Cheesemakers, Vaughn Carvala has 15 of the team's 37. I fact-checked during halftime. He does have 15, so if he stays on his pace, he could be the first Panther of the year to score 30 points. Both Casey Schenker and Evan Miles had 28. Nobody has yet to touch 30. Of course, last year Deacon Bush had 41 game, and I don't think anyone's going to match that for the rest of the year. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Evan could do so against Edgewood in a big game and little revenge game against the Crusaders next Tuesday. But having a 30-point game would put you as the #1 scorer of the season and the first Panther to get that 30 bomb, and Vaughn is well on his way right now.
Yep. He scores at will, really. I mean, 30 points is nothing to him. Makes a couple threes, more transition layups. I mean, dunks really for him. He can get there pretty easily. That'd be exciting to see.
I mean, yeah, like you said, the kid scores at will. I mean, he can basically create a shot anywhere on the floor, whether it's inside with a tough finish over through contact or way outside beyond the arc with that strong flick of the wrist from three. Vaughn Carvala is a very easily performing three-level scorer for the Panthers, and he's going to be a big part of this team for the next 4 years as the Panthers look to chase another magical run this season like they did last year with you guys, or whether they can actually make it to the Kohl Center in some course over his career. It would be him leading the way.
Absolutely. It's good to see the Panthers with 37 points at half. I don't remember the exact total from the first game against Monroe, but I believe for the game they didn't score more than 55, something in there. So it's good to see. I think that's a direct cause of Carvala scoring 15. He's just been so much better recently. So they're putting up lots of more points. Good to see. They're scoring more than, oh, well, not quite more than they did in the whole game, but looks like they will get more than they did the first time out against Monroe.
Yeah, 54 for the first time out. Should be pretty easily able to get 17 second-half points after an almost 40-point first half. Here's a good look from Patterson, starting it off, no good. A chance at 3 more on that Taurus Insurance scoreboard, but unfortunately just misses that one. Here come the Cheesemakers with Tucker Markham and James Seagraves. The kick to Markham, he goes inside. Mim, good help and a miss from Tucker. Here comes number 10, the headband bandit, stolen away by Seagraves.
Right idea from Mim, just good defense from Seagraves, hustling back, getting in the passing lane.
Good recovery and speed from the big fella. Markham loses his footing, able to keep it. Seagraves somehow gets a hand on that one, able to keep it in bounds. Thought it was going to soar out. Here's Markham, top of the key, the logo. Same 5 we saw in the start of the first half for the Panthers, that senior-esque lineup. Dump off to Bruckwicki. The kick to Seagraves. Haven't seen him shoot a 3 tonight. Here it is, no good.
That is why. Panthers will absolutely live with that.
Yeah, certainly what we would call maybe capable, but not the guy like we said earlier about Jack Rulsey shooting the 3. You want your guys like George Bruckwicki, who has made a couple of deep ones tonight, being the guy launching from that far out. It's like a 2-1-2 type, maybe 2-3 zone again.
Started in a 1-2-2, and then Seagraves just dived down to into the 2-3, it looks like.
Panthers seem to be in a little...
Kreckman trying to flash in the middle, get Mim in the middle, there we go. There it is
to George. A good kick to Patterson. Thought about another chance. Instead, it's Rolsey. He works inside on Seagraves. Good job.
Good move by Rolsey. Just good offense. They got it into the middle, kicked it out, really brought the zone out so they could get it into Rolsey. Got a one-on-one post up, finished strong.
That's good patience from Jack staying down until James is in the air so he could go under his shoulder and get an easier look. 2 free throws coming for Keaton Sweeney. Here come
5 subs for the Panthers.
It's going to be the lineup we saw most in the first half of the freshman duo, Hermsdorf and Carvala, and then Schenecker, Diaz, and Miles. See Jack Rossi kicking that ball back up to the ref, using those soccer skills. Of course, was the goalie on the state championship team this year in that shootout battle at the end of the state championship game. Able to get a hand in that last shot, I believe, in that final goal kick that brought the Panthers their back-to-back state chips for the boys. But as I digress, 9-point lead still on that Taurus Insurance scoreboard. Here's Miles with it. Ooh, flashes inside. That one gonna go out of bounds. Don't know exactly what Seagraves was doing. Kind of watched that one go out of bounds.
Might have hit him in the face, kind of disoriented him. Only thing I can imagine. It looked like he could have picked that one up.
Clapped his hands together and he's like, oh no, it's going out of bounds. Here's Diaz, uncovered from 3.
Good look for Miles on the inbounds.
And there's a good job by the Panthers. Miles with a 3. Saw Keaton Sweeney basically at the far side free throw line, leaking out ahead, and didn't even know that Braden Hermsdorf was going to get a rebound over 3 of his teammates. But
gets it right back. All right.
Sweeney fixes his mistake, knocks down a 3 of his own. Here's Schenecker, works corner to Carvala. Vaughn probably still feeling it in the first half. Flips that one up, no good. The follow from Hermsdorf, no good. Looks like Braden might have got fouled in the air, but no call from the refs. And here's Keaton Sweeney again. Got a James Seagraves kick from 3. Markham, it's good. Back-to-back threes on back-to-back possessions for the Cheesemakers.
Monroe has knocked down quite a few threes tonight. It's keeping him in the game for sure.
Definitely not what they're known for is threes. Miles, tough finish, and 1. Okay, Evan.
Such a strong take there from Miles. It's really hard to stop him going to the rim at his size.
I have to watch that replay up here. I don't know how he got that ball from where he was holding it on his hip to somehow hitting that little white box and falling through the rim. And Miles gonna miss the free throw, chance to convert to the 3-point play, but lead will stay at 8 for Oregon.
2-3 from the Panthers. Haven't seen this at all this year, I don't believe.
Not much zone. Oh, and Carvel with a block. That's going to be a foul. Wow.
Oh, okay.
No foul, at the very least, Monroe basketball.
I believe it was a foul and off on Monroe, so we went with the unlikeliest of calls, but
Coach Bassett, less than pleased. Miles almost got under Seagraves. Good head fake from Bruckwicki, buries the 3. Once again, another good make from the Cheesemakers, shooting that thing at will.
Vaughn's going to have to be smarter down there in the corner of the zone, not getting off his feet like that.
Errant pass from Hermsdorf and Schenecker with not a very heavy effort to go after it. Deep 3 from Bassett is, oh, just missed.
Good hustle from Casey. Keep that one in.
Miles sees a sea of red in front of him. Here's Diaz with it. Works through Seagraves, flips it up, no good. Hermsdorf, the putback, no good. Another putback, no good. Bruckwicki, the rebound. Here come the Cheesemakers again. Find Bassett, good defense by Diaz. Here comes Miles with it.
Good transition defense from the Panthers, hustling back.
Miles got to stay more disciplined, but rewarded with a miss. Here comes Evan. Euro step, that's a foul. Heard that one through the headset.
It's hard to stop Evan when he's coming full speed at you at the basket. It's kind of all Bruckwicki could do there.
Gonna be 2 for Evan. Well, already the same amount of fouls from Monroe this half as they had all the first half. Front end is good, 2 subs away. Bassett gonna take a seat. Same can be said for Keaton Sweeney into the game, Keegan Dahman and Ryan Matheson.
We'll see if Monroe falls back into their zone. They've been doing a bit more of that with Matheson in the game. So we'll see what they decide to do next Panthers possession.
I do notice that as I look at it, the Monroe bench has an alarmingly small amount of players suited up. At the very least, only 8 guys that have the practice jersey off, and then 3 more have shorts off, period. The 4 guys at the end of their bench who have jeans on that I can confirm are on the roster. Another 3 made. That one from Keegan Dahman. Here's Diaz. Follows it up with a miss. Schenecker the rebound. Goes inside on Seagraves. Air ball. Casey just not looking the same in the last 3 games he's been back. That's going to be a foul against Miles. Got a little too heavy on the push with the chest.
Definitely got him with his body there. He doesn't like the call. He had his hands up, but just really leaned into him there.
What else are you going to take out Harmsdorf? Well, clock now below 13 minutes in the first half, about 5 minutes and 15 seconds in, and this lead trickling down to now 4 on the Taurus Insurance scoreboard. Inbounds to Keegan Dahman. Here's Seagraves with it. Schenecker not exactly bringing heavy pressure outside of the 3-point line. Here's Markham. Slower pace. Markham wants to receive the ball inside. Now flashes back out. Here is Tucker. He goes inside, kicks to Matheson. Clearly not a comfortable 3-point shooter. Another drive from Markham.
Monroe's had a couple of long possessions tonight. Just trying to create advantages, but when you got Matheson spotting up on the 3-point line, Sweeney gets the finish there. Just Matheson spotting up on the 3-point line. They work so hard to get an advantage just to kick it out to Matheson, and he's not going to be taking that 3, so the Panthers could just relax there.
Chelsea finds Diaz. Caden got to get it going. No good. Schenecker, that's going to stay with Oregon, I believe. It will.
Diaz has just been a little bit off tonight. He's got some good looks. They'll start falling. You just got to keep the confidence, keep shooting them.
I can say that about him for most of the season. Of course, I personally believe the best 3-point shooter on this team, behind maybe Vaughn Carvilla, but this season just not shooting it well. I think next season he's going to have a much bigger role in this team. Scoring-wise, Miles almost another absurd finish, but 2 free throws coming for Evan and a 2-point lead for now the Panthers.
That's why you take the ball hard to the rim. I don't believe that they were going to foul Miles, but he just took it so hard that they had no choice but to. That's why you teach your players to finish towards the rim strong, get to the line.
First one is good. So I'm kind of surprised not a seen tonight so far. Grant Wallenk, one of 2 other players in that Oregon bench who are in practice jerseys who typically get some rotational minutes. I'm guessing because of the fact that Malcook and Kreckman are getting minutes, that the younger Kreckman and also Wallenk are having a noticeable loss of minutes tonight. There, whoa, okay, let's little wrap up, tie up. No maliciousness coming from Casey. Was even trying to let go, but I think Matheson knows that too, but of course the Monroe side trying to bring up any sort of aggressiveness, trying to draw a technical for the Panthers. Here's Matheson with the top of the key. 4-point Panther lead. Dahman drives, is in trouble, Mim. There's Bruckwicki. Work right side for Bassett.
Good team defense here from the Panthers. Staying in front of their guys, playing good help defense. Monroe's just getting nothing easy right now.
Another long possession for us. Here's Bruckwicki, guarded by Miles. Kicks to Dahman, back inside. That's going to be a foul on Miles on the floor. Evan can't believe it.
The game's getting a little bit physical here. Looked like Bruckwicki was posting up there on Miles, and he was just getting his elbows a little high. You can see why Miles is frustrated here.
Evan's 3rd foul. Going to take a seat on the bench. Go to Matheson. He's going to get a layup to go.
Just a little bit too easy there. He's able to seal Rolsey.
Carvalho with it, kicks to Schenecker. Vaughn gets to get in the scorebooks in the second half. As I say that, a three is good.
There it is.
18 now for number 23. Vaughn's fourth triple of the game.
Good to see the student section getting into the game a little bit for the first time.
Yeah, there isn't, and I feel like that much student section presence no matter what this whole season. And
Yeah.
hopefully it
been
can
lacking.
get more fueled as we head on the road towards playoffs. Wild miss there. Carvalho able to come up with it. Vaughn slows down. Going to floater that one. No good. The follow battled for, and Seagraves comes up with it, and a foul against Rolsey.
The Panthers are picking up quite a few fouls here recently. Nothing too major. It's their fourth team one.
2 to give. Hermsdorf replaces Schenecker. Markham and Sweeney in. Dahman and Seagraves take a break. Here is Markham. 6'2" senior. Works right. Patterson defending. Ooh, that's going to be a foul against Mim.
Yep. Not a real smart play there from Mim. Just cut off Bassett on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, 15 foul now. Here comes Miles again. Gonna take the place of Rolsey. Quick shift for Jack. Quick rest for Evan. It's gonna go off the foot of Miles.
I believe Evan has 3, so he's gonna have to be smart here, not picking up his 4th.
He does indeed have 3, that is true. Or another quick inbounds. Instead, they're gonna have to float it over top, and not a smart pass. Here comes Carvalho. On. They call it charge. Can't say I agree.
Well, I've said it before, but high school refs are going to call that a charge 10 out of 10 times. So you got to respect them for taking it, but still might not be the right call.
Yeah, like we talked about before, refs love calling a charge on whether a player actually kind of goes flying or whether he sends himself that way. When you sell it like that, these high school refs are going to call that foul.
I understand rewarding the defender for putting his body in the line, but doesn't mean it's a foul every time.
It's a miss from Markham. Monroe fans wanted a foul. They don't get it. Good cut. It's a good pass, but a better cut from Patterson.
There's a core vision for Miles.
7-point lead in that Taurus Insurance scoreboard again. Coach Bassett, I don't know what more he can complain about these refs. I feel like the last couple fouls have been more rewarding to the Cheesemakers side. Panthers have picked up 3 fouls in the last minute or so of game time. So.
Yeah, not sure what he's complaining about. Probably wanted that call down there, but they've been getting their fair share of calls. Refs have been pretty solid tonight. Pretty steady second half so far. Panthers got the lead up to 9 at halftime. It was down to 2, I believe. Back up to 7, so steadily controlling the game, not running away with it yet, though.
It's going to be Monroe basketball out of the timeout. Same 5 for Monroe. Here's Bruckwicki. Want Markham inside. Hermsdorf slaps that one out of bounds. Good deny by number 41.
Good active hands there from Hermsdorf.
Markham flashes to the ball, but instead they go to Keaton Sweeney. Carvalho defending pretty far outside. Bruckwicki with it. As we've said, Monroe has showed a willingness to shoot the 3, and they've knocked it down at ease pretty much tonight.
Looked like it could have been another dunk for Vaughn there.
That's what I thought too.
Could not hold on to the steal.
Seagraves and Schenecker both back in. Carvilla and Sweeney take a seat, respectively. Miles pretty close to getting his hand on that one. Far corner, it's Ryan Matheson with it. He puts the ball on the floor, picks it right back up pretty much immediately. Top of the key, it is Matheson. Screen gonna get set.
Another long possession for Monroe.
Yeah, been a little bit more typical in the second half. It was one time, at least I can remember in the first half, right after the start, but it's the third or fourth time in this half it's been about a 30-second or more possession. Something we talk about a lot, that shot clock being a thing that a lot of high schoolers and a lot of fans want to see. I completely agree.
Yeah. There's just that 4-2 game in Oklahoma this past week, so.
Yeah, I did see that. That's absurd to me. I mean,
Yeah.
from multiple aspects, tough shot, not going to fall, but 2 free throws coming from Seagraves. I mean, for that coach in Oklahoma, who his team was kind of the one that was defending when the other team was stalling, I don't know why you don't press up a little more and force action.
Yep.
As for the other team that was doing it, I don't just understand how you can play the game like that, but, you know, still not coming away with the win, so did not get a reward for wasting all that time.
Monroe's long possession ended in a fadeaway mid-range from Seagraves. He did get fouled, so he got a point off of that, but I'm not sure that's the best look they could have gotten after having the ball for a while, but worked out all right for them.
Here's Mim with it. It's going to be a kick ball against Markham. 7.5 to go. Carvilla checks back in. Going to take the place of Patterson.
Eric's been doing a great job on the defensive end. Just staying in front of his guy, playing good individual defense.
Want to get it to Miles, they do. Evan works across half court, finds Mim. Relatively quiet in the second half, and a turnover forced by Monroe, and a layup on the other end from Markham. Cuts the lead back down to 4. Monroe also now in that bonus.
Looked like Siebert was trying to get Mim isolated on Bassett there the last possession. Mim just couldn't keep control of his dribble.
Schenecker goes inside with the left. Tough finish.
Seagraves trying to maybe draw a foul there on Schenecker. Not sure what that was all about.
Yeah, I don't know about how running about maybe a foot on with Casey, who's not exactly the biggest fella, knocks James to the floor, who is pretty big. And Casey doesn't like that call. James going to shoot 2 more.
It looked pretty clean from our angle. I couldn't tell. The ref said he got him on the arm. Couldn't see his arm from here.
It's Casey's second, so not in foul trouble per se.
Seagraves has not been knocking down his free throws at a high clip, so.
Been shooting about 50%. I think he's gone 1 for 2 every single time at the line tonight. See if that pattern stays. Does. It's going to be timeout Monroe, 32nd. So with 6:50 on our clock, it's a 5-point Panther lead in the Taurus Insurance scoreboard. First buzzer sounds.
Monroe's done a good job keeping themselves in this game in the second half. They've actually won the second half by 4 points, down to a 5-point game. It's going to be a good finish. Panthers' offense has gone a little cold. I think the Monroe made a good adjustment, not playing any zone in the second half. Oregon has kind of eaten that up in the first half, got a lot of easy buckets for Miles and kick-out threes. So just man-to-man here for Monroe. It's been a little more successful. Oregon not scoring at as high of a clip.
It'll be Panther basketball. Schenecker to bring it up for Oregon. Here's Miles right inside to Schenecker. That's gonna be a jump ball. James pins it right in the crevice between the backboard and the rim. It'll be Panther basketball.
Monroe in zone there right after I had just spoken on how they got out of it, but good effort there from Seagraves. He sprinted all the way from the top of the key to get that block.
Coach Sieber talking with one of the refs about a potential goaltending.
Looks like Hermsdorf didn't have a good hold of that when he went up.
Wide open, Mim, short. Hectic possession there for the Panthers. Ended up in a good look, but Mim not able to convert. Schenecker attempts to take the charge. Seagraves misses.
Definitely a bit of a half-hearted attempt there from Casey. Good no call by the refs. Not a lot of contact.
Miles thought about the three, goes inside. In trouble, kicks to Hermsdorf. Evan now working on Matheson. Finds Hermsdorf here to Carvalho with it. Bruckwicki closing out pretty heavily. They get it over to Schenecker now.
The Panthers are taking their time here. It's a good call here, up 5 with the time ticking down.
Fairly long possession for the Panthers, longest we've seen tonight easily. Carvalho with the jab step, Bruckwicki does not fall for it. Find Miles, Monroe crowd getting into it. Miles, good pass to Casey, good dribble.
Great patience there from the Panthers. Just kept working the ball around. Miles got to the middle, good cut from Casey to get the layup. They can do that for the rest of the game and get wide open layups. They will be very happy, waste a little bit of time.
Mim tips that one out of bounds. Malcook gonna replace him.
Looks like Monroe's trying to run a little play off the sideline out of bounds. Just throwing the ball in.
Corner at Seagraves. 5 minutes and change to go in this one. Badger West Conference battle, big game here, and these conference implications. Panthers got to hold on if they want to win conference. No good. Carvalho comes down with the rebound.
Good rebound there from Vaughn. Didn't really box out, but just did a good job of timing it, using his length to go up and get it before anybody else could.
Here's Schenecker. He goes inside. Another easy layup for Casey.
That's Casey's game right there. Catching it on the run, driving hard, left, right hand, doesn't matter. Much better when he can get that double gap and running start there.
You take that every time. 6'5" player down in the low post with a wide open layup. Here's Seagraves. We'll see maybe if he gets a little more quick trigger on those threes. He's got a couple of open ones. And that's a block by Schenecker. Seagraves able to stay with it. Good cut from Markham. The layup is no good, though.
Good possession there from Schenecker.
Casey gets it ahead to Carvalho. Good selflessness. Now the give back to him. He's swatted by Seagraves. Attack the rack.
Looked like he wanted to dunk that one as well.
Not going to have many people dunking over James. Here he is with the ball. It's going to be a foul against Carvalho.
Malcook, I believe.
Oh, you may be right. 9-point lead again for Oregon. Timeout, Monroe.
Don't really want to foul off the ball when other team's in the bonus, but they're just battling for post position.
Should be. Perhaps free throws coming. Bonus for...
Yeah, I believe so.
Still, this will be the last time Monroe shoots in the 1-and-1. Every other free throw for the remaining 3.5 minutes, I believe it is, maybe 4, are going to be double bonus.
See what Siebert's up to in the huddle there. Might be drawing up a play for the next offensive possession. Looks like Monroe's just talking over some keys. Doesn't look like Coach Bassett's drawing up anything. Maybe talking about getting into their zone next possession. Might stick in the man-to-man.
Yeah, we'll see where both coaches go out of his timeout. It'll be free throws, I believe, for Bruckwicki. Same 5 out of the timeout for Oregon. Bruckwicki misses. Seagraves comes down with it in a foul. I believe against Casey Schenecker. Miles is
Miles?
not happy with it. They go all
They did.
Wow.
That was his fourth. Wow.
Don't know how they called that on Evan.
I thought that would have been on Casey. Casey did not do a good job of boxing out James. He just got pushed under the rim there. Seagraves rose up and got the rebound over him.
It's also going to be double bonus now. James knocks down the first. See if he keeps this pace of 1 for 2. As it stands, an 8-point Panther lead with 3:40 to go. I think Markham might have got an early start, but refs don't call that. 7-point Panther lead. The give is to Carvala. Back to Miles. Evan had an open look, passes it up, finds Vaughn. Good extra. Now back to Vaughn, wide open, 3 is good. 21 now for the kid.
I thought Vaughn had a couple of good looks, but he just kept being patient, got a good one there.
Markham, no good. Wanted over the back there on Bruckwicki, but
Still just 3 team fouls on Monroe in the second half. 3 minutes to go in the game.
Malcook gets the rebound either way. Hermsdorf jumped pretty early, able to stay in the air and didn't draw the foul, as I might have thought. Here is Bruckwicki, entry pass to Matheson, now inside for Bruckwicki. Clock goes below 3 minutes. Seagraves with it. Carvala steals that one away.
Good hands from Vaughn.
Pressure from Monroe. Malcook dribbles out. Miles able to grab that one. Flips it up to Hermsdorf.
Good finish from Hermsdorf.
Good court vision again from Miles.
Always risky to not come down with it, but Braden's pretty good at that, just flicking it up there, getting it in.
I thought if Braden would have been in possession, that's going to be an offensive foul. Markham flailing the arms. Sends Evan to the ground. Good smart take from Evan Miles. Whether or not he actually got knocked over. Mim
Good job from Miles.
Hermsdorf.
If he's going to flail his elbows around like that and you fall down, a good chance the refs are going to call it. I'm not sure how hard Evan got hit. Doesn't look like he was too affected by it.
Honestly, half expecting Hermsdorf to dunk that lob. I've seen him throw down lobs quite a few times.
I think Evan wanted him to, but...
Ooh, Malcook's knees taken out there. Just going to result in a Monroe offensive possession. Seagraves misses the reverse.
Casey's done a good job on Seagraves here in the second half, making him take tough twos. Casey even has a block or two.
Leading out at 12. Somehow no foul. Here it comes. Foul eventually does come.
Panthers are going to have to be strong with the ball. There's going to be a lot of pressure from Monroe. They still have another foul to give. They might be giving that pretty soon. Starting to run out of time here. Panthers have given up a few leads this year, so they're definitely going to have to be strong with the ball, not turn it over here.
Biggest lead of the game for the Panthers. Thought Markham may have fouled Miles. He does lose it now. Pressure comes, timeout, Coach Siebert.
A good timeout from Siebert. Panthers are a little bit out of whack there. Hopefully it tells them just to be sure with the ball, move it around, don't let it stick too much.
Full timeout for Coach. About 1 minute and 45 to go on this one. It is a 12-point Panther lead in that Taurus Insurance scoreboard. Just gonna have Coach Siebert get a chance to calm his boys down.
It's looking good right now for the Panthers, up 12 with under 2 minutes to go. Nothing Monroe can't come back from. They stayed in the game for a while, making their three-pointers. They haven't made one in a while. I think that's why they're falling out of it a little bit. Haven't made all their free throws that they've been taking. They've left a few points at the line. That's been big for them. They're going to have to get a little push here, get some turnovers. Going to have to start scoring a lot. Empty possessions are really going to hurt Monroe at this point in the game.
Was a little surprised to see Siebert stick with Noah Malcook, but he's more than proven himself the ability to handle the ball. rewarded with this key playing time. But there we see that one. Stay with the Panthers, but Malcook, an errant pass.
Panthers got to get into the middle of the court here. They're just inbounding it on the sidelines, getting trapped too easily.
Schenecker works right side, gives to Malcook. Noah, top of the key, needs help. Finds it in the form of
Gotta
Schenecker.
get out of that corner. There you go.
Casey, good scoop layup.
Yeah.
Tough finish.
Good composure there from the Panthers. They got into that corner. I was worried they might get trapped in there, but got it out and got the layup.
The drive from Markham loses it. Where's the foul? I don't know.
That's 5 on Miles. Not a smart play with the back tap there. It looked like it might have been clean, but
It's Evan's third time this season fouling out. The only Panther to have fouled out, and it's his third time doing so.
that's his play style, though. He gets up in your grill, and that's what the Panthers need, his ball pressure. So you can live with that.
Ruckwicky gonna shoot two. First is good. I actually think Grant Walling fouled out in Portage, if I remember correctly. He had 5 fouls.
Yeah, but he picked him up pretty quick, didn't he?
I mean, yeah, he's
Yeah.
only probably getting about 8 or 10 minutes, and he's fouling out.
Yeah.
There's Carvalho wide open, fouled. Probably wanted to go to the rim again. Ruckwicky gets him on the arm.
Was not letting Vaughn throw that one down. He could tell he wanted to again.
He's going to take those opportunities. We've seen him miss a couple of dunks this year. Of course, converted on the one earlier in the game. Front end no good. Vaughn sits at 21 points right now. Overall, 5 threes and 3 layups. Second one is good. Jack Kreckman going to take the place of Vaughn Carvalho. Up 13, a minute and 15 to go. Like we talked about, Panthers have blown away leads, but this is a pretty hefty one at this point in the game. Markham going to try the deep three. It's no good. Malcook comes down with it. Finds Jack Kreckman. Jack able to give it to Patterson. Good pass. Now ahead to Mim. Now Jack Kreckman again, no good. Offensive rebound for the Panthers. Battled for. Patterson able to control, and a foul against Tucker Markham. It's going to be free throws coming for Oregon, the 1-on-1 bonus.
Crazy possession there. Panthers did a good job, kept their composure, breaking the press. Kreckman maybe took a bit of an ill-advised shot. Probably could waste a little bit more time, wait for them to foul you, but they got the rebound.
In the last 67-54 on that Taurus Insurance scoreboard. Patterson misses front end of the 1-on-1. Here's a shot 3, no good. Kreckman the rebound. Pressure comes from Monroe. They go ahead to Mim. Good catch over his head with the left hand.
Good
Tough finish.
Yeah.
Really odd finish with the left hand on the right side, especially switching over in midair, but
Don't see that very often.
George makes it work.
Very athletic player.
Seagraves, follow away mid-range, going to rim out. Monroe's going to drop off the pressure, and that's going to do it. Panthers are going to come away with the win by 15 here against the Cheesemakers. They get their revenge.
Looks like Siebert had some subs coming in, but no playing time for them today. Panthers couldn't put away Monroe quite soon enough, but a win's a win.
Panthers get their revenge on the Cheesemakers here late in the season and maintain pace with the Crusaders for first place in the conference. Next game will be that big one at Edgewood High School next Tuesday. This game, once again, brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. On behalf of the OCA Media Sports production crew, myself, Luke Marks, and Jackson Brockman, thank you for watching Panther Basketball on OCA Media Sports. Have a good night, everyone.